Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ukulele on the Ground podcast. My name is Aldrine Guerrero, joined by these two fine gentlemen, Mr. Aaron the Voice Nakamura. Say what's up, Aaron.
What's up?
And Mr. Kahai the Legend Furgan. Say what's up, Kahai.
What's up?
So here we are. You know, like we peaked last week, so this week, right? We just
all downhill.
Just all downhill from here, I think, right?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You know, and it was great that the week before, that's when we had like the power outage.
Yeah.
So it's like it went crashing down, and then we had Jake last week, and it went
back up.
Peaked right back up. So right now, you know, we're at such a high. I think let's just ride the high as it goes back down.
Totally
Yeah. Today's gonna be one of those. Now, today, Kahai, is gonna be the best episode ever.
Sure. Yeah. tell yourself that, right? Like, yeah.
Hey, what's his face was supposed to come today? Like,
What's his face?
Yeah, well, I don't want to say, but you know, like he was supposed to come today, but he didn't come. I told him like 2 weeks ago. Oh, he's like, I want to come down. I want to like attend the podcast and stuff. We would have a live guest, but I was like, oh, well, don't come next week because we have Jake next week. So you can come the week after. And he's not here. So I'm going to make sure to mention that when I see him next. I'm like, dude, what? What happened? Well, anyway, so let's not dwell on the what ifs, you know. Let's go with what's happening today, Kai. I'm so excited for today's episode because today, tell the audience what we got in store today, Kai.
We got a question.
Just hold on to your hats, everyone. Let Kahai tell you what the magic of today's episode is going to be.
Oh wow! Yeah, we got
so hype.
A question, and then we got we can pick a winner for the songwriting contest.
Yeah, and then
no,
the big thing. Tell them the big thing.
The big thing. Okay.
No, the big thing that's happening. It's bigger than Jake. That's why people tuned in the week after, because we got so much new viewers from last week. Because when Jake came, we can't let him down this week, can we? Right? We had a big thing planned today, right?
Yeah. This huge thing.
You have to wait to the end of the podcast.
Yeah, you have to wait to the end of the podcast. Yeah.
Okay,
It's just huge surprise we got for everyone because
listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, an uptick of viewers, you know. So now, right, we're riding on that, you know, that uptick of viewers, right, Kahai?
Yeah.
It's an S-ranked podcast now because we got celebrities on like Jake Shimabukuro.
Yeah.
Rank S for Shimabukuro. Yeah. All right.
I think we should redo the description and put Jake Shimabukuro featuring Ukulele Underground, right?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone, Ukulele on the Ground podcast. What we do here is you guys ask us questions. We'll try to answer them as best as we can. I'll come up with an answer. These two guys will come in and bring their 2 cents. So we'll give you a nice 6-cent answer just for you. If not, then we just kind of talk ukulele. We talk about what's going on in the state of Ukulele Underground or whatever else comes to mind. Sometimes it's Nicktoons, sometimes it's whatever. Sometimes it's the latest, you know, like politics and stuff. That's what we talk about here, right, Kahai? You know, what's going on with the world. And, local government, perhaps.
Yeah, we get really into it, you know. Like
we have our fingers on the pulse.
Yeah, we're so conscious. Oh wow!
Right. So why don't we cut to the chase, Kahai, and give me the first question of the day?
Okay. This one is from Jamaican Butter.
Jamaican Butter.
And they asked, I was wondering how to practice / get better at ascending and descending runs, as well as achieve that crescendo effect. I love the sound of a cascade of notes being played in a song. For example, the continuous ascending music that plays as Link opens a chest.
Yeah,
that's cool. And then they list also some other examples of that. And they said, I really only know the C major scale, but I've been trying to practice learning other skills too. Do you have any song recommendations or practice methods to get better? They've been practicing canon in D, but they wanted to ask if there's another song that they could try out. And then they also mentioned, I talked to them some more, and they mentioned that they've been trying the Rock On
nice
inner piece, and they feel like that kind of has helped them with that part.
Okay. All right. So very good question. Very good question. Let's start this off by saying that the ukulele, because it's kind of just a 2-octave instrument, from the middle C all the way to this C up here, there's not much that you can do as far as like ascending arpeggios and stuff. You can, use or utilize inversions and chord inversions to extend your arpeggio a little bit more, but even that's kind of limited. So the stuff that you're talking about, where it's like Link opens the chest, or some other things that come to mind is like the Final Fantasy opening theme, like that's things like that are not necessarily the ukulele's forte, you know what I mean? Like we have 2 octaves that we're working with. A song like that, like Final Fantasy, is maybe 3, octaves to make it sound decent. I should say, because I've seen arrangements of it, but it's just all right, because it doesn't quite have that range of notes that those kind of songs really call for. People use like low G, and they try to do that song in the low G, but it's not going to be the same. And a little side note, I've mentioned on this podcast that one of my goals as a uke player, like kind of like a lifetime goal, is to be able to play on the uke Eugene's trick bag. And it's just one of those things that has always posed as a challenge, because I would not know how to approach the opening arpeggios. Okay, so if that's the kind of stuff that you're into, you just need to know that, like, right off the bat, your biggest thing that's going to be holding you back is the limitations on the notes on the ukulele. Now, with that said, what you can do is you can utilize, like I mentioned earlier, the inversions. So you can do something like this C, and this C. Okay, so you can do like a ba-da-da, or you can even hit this if you want to. So you can do, but even then, because you're hitting this as the highest note, this doesn't really work out that well, so I would hit this. So I'll do something like that, where I would play the C, go lowest to highest, so I'll do like an in to out technique. That's one of the advantages of playing arpeggios on the ukulele, because the simple in to out technique is really that low to high ascending arpeggio. So C. Here's another advice, because that's going to be the highest note. Like I mentioned, I don't really want to go to this next inversion, because it's going to give me the same high note. So if I go to this inversion, I have to invert that note on the A, right? So on the A string, 3rd fret, that's my C note. If that's going to be my highest note, then the next high note for my C chord will be E, and then the next high note will be G. So I have this inversion using that G there, but I'm going to use this because I don't want the strings to be open, so I can't get lazy on this one. So it's going to be this inversion of the C, and then this final inversion. So you can do something like a... And then you can do it backwards to practice the descending. As you can tell, I practice it a lot. So,
did that one time.
So something like that, where like you can you can use the different inversions, and then like F. Oh. It's always that G string that like that mix. So it's that's my best advice. Like I don't necessarily do that all too much with the ukulele, because like I said, it is kind of limited. So I try to stay away from doing crazy arpeggios too much. Not that I don't do arpeggios, but when I do arpeggios, I try to keep it to like, one or two inversions. But if you're doing something like links, like treasure chests or whatever, you're gonna have to do at least 3 or 4 different inversions on a chord. But like at least we have that much, like with the limited 2 octaves that we have in the ukulele, we can go all the way up to 4 different inversions of a chord, so it's not too bad, Let's see, what other advice can I give? Oh, the into out technique. If you're going from low to high on the notes on the string, so that's also good to kind of think about. Out to in, which is the opposite, is going to give you the opposite, the descending lines, if you want to do that as well. But think about what the highest note is going to be when you do your arpeggio, and make sure that you don't repeat that high note. So if I play this, that would just be the same thing, right? So I would do the just like I did earlier, okay? Other than that, you can get a low G and get a better range on your ukulele, so that you can hit even lower notes than you can with your regular uke.
But that wouldn't be into out, right? That would just be
so it'd just be straight up to down, kind of finger picking. Let's see what else. If you're really into arpeggios, just kind of practice like regular chord progressions, as an arpeggio. So you can do something like, so for example, like a 2-5-1 is a simple chord progression, like D minor, G, C, D minor, G, C. And then, if it's a chord progression, that means it happens again. So maybe the first time you do the chord progression, you do it on the first inversion, then go up. So D minor, G, C, D minor, G, C. Right? So you can do that as well. Just kind of take your favorite chord progressions, 2-5-1, 1-6-4-5, whatever it may be.
Or like you're saying chord progressions, but really like he can just take his favorite songs.
Yeah, you can take your favorite songs.
Yeah, and if you know how to strum along to that song already, what chords are being played,
and then just finger pick that.
Yeah, replace it with the arpeggios, right?
Yeah, the into out picking. Yeah, that should work also. Because I thought like what he was kind of looking for is that like doo-doo, like that kind, but
I think so.
It's really like arpeggios, right? So that's more sweep picking. So if you're looking for sweep picking of kind of going up, because I didn't go that direction, because when I think of Link's, Link's treasure chest opening is da 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 da, right? That's what it is. But if you're looking for sweep picking, then I would suggest using this technique using your middle and thumb, middle finger and thumb. You would take your, I don't know if I explained this before, but take your pinky finger, anchor it like usual. Okay, so anchor it down here. So I'll show you where I'm doing that. It's down here. A lot of people tend to kind of get it wrong, where like they're anchoring it, but it's kind of pointing down towards the floor this way. It should point towards your uke,
like into your ukulele, right underneath the sound hole, right here. Because when you close your fingers in, you want it to be as close to the strings as possible. So if you have your pinky finger down here, it's going to be this stretch on your pinky. It's gonna create some tension right here in between your pinky finger and your ring finger. Okay. Now move it up here. Curl your fingers so it doesn't even look like I'm anchoring my pinky finger for most times. Like whenever you see me do finger picking, unless you kind of know what I'm doing, it's almost invisible, especially if it's at the right angle, like down here, maybe like doesn't really show too much unless you know what I'm doing. So now that you have this, this anchor, what you want to do is the thumb, your thumb is going to go in front and this middle finger is going to go back here. So thumb in front, middle finger back here. It's not going to be the same place. So make sure that that's the reason why you use your middle finger, is because your pointer finger is naturally there. So it creates this natural space between the thumb and the middle finger, right? So the thumb plucks down, middle finger plucks up on the same string. What that does is allows you to separate the notes as opposed to kind of hammering on, so that you can kind of cheat. So the way that I used to do things, so like to just kind of go up on sweep pickings. Yeah. But it's just not as clean, and it doesn't sound as good as so, right? It just doesn't have the same,
It's like slurred almost.
Yeah, it's slurred as opposed to ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
That takes some practice.
Yeah.
To be able to do that.
So same thing going down. So that's kind of how you would, you would do sweeps this way. Another easy sweep is to just kind of, to combine the two, which is the arpeggios that you were talking about, but then hitting, hitting with your thumb instead. So instead of doing the into out picking, so for example, I want to get a nice little like diminished run. So my diminished chord is this, so which is E, G, this B flat, and then here on this C sharp, or D flat I should say, because that's B flats. so instead of doing this, you can actually just sweep pick it, take your pointer finger, play this A flat here, or sorry, B flat here instead. So instead of going, so you can do that same thing with your, with your regular chord. It doesn't even have to be like a diminished chord or whatever. So for example, if I want to do a D, like that. So here's my D. Because if I did this with the regular D, these two notes are the same. So that doesn't really make sense to do it that way. So here's the D that, you would get the ascending arpeggio, right? So instead of hitting this note here, you want to hit this open A string, so hitting those two. So that you can do, what I'm getting at is doing the sweep picking to and using your your different inversions to kind of go up the arpeggio. So
Oh, so you're not using the G string at all?
No, because it would just be
just
because
doubling up on the A string.
Yeah, because I'm hitting it down here and I have a re-entrant re-entrant G, so it doesn't really make sense. If it's low G, then maybe I would I would add that.
Yeah.
Oh. Or whatever, but that you can you could do that too. So here's kind of the combination of sweep picking. So I would sweep it. And then go to the next inversion, which is this D, and then that's the next note there, right? And here's the D, which is the next note. It's the D with the next note there. So, that's something that you can do as well. So I like doing that with a diminished because it repeats every 4. So that's a really cool riff, like. And that's how that works. It's a very like Yngwie Malmsteen, like kind of a thing to do. And our friend of the show, Jake Shimabukuro, is the one who showed that to me.
Yeah. Did he use that in something?
And a bunch of songs. He used that on what was that song that we play from him? Yeah. What song is that?
Equator.
Equator. That's the first time he did it was on Equator. Yeah. So good. We can talk about this because he's not here anymore. So he already knows how much of a fanboy I am. But it's just like, first appearance of this technique on that. And first appearance of this technique, that song. Third stream, Dragon. But anyway, so those are some ways that you can kind of utilize your ukulele to play licks and to play not inversions but arpeggios, fast or slow. So if you want to do slow ones, you can do that, or like steady. I shouldn't say slow. Steady arpeggios, you can do that. With the into out picking.
I practice it so much, guys. I'm so good at it.
Maybe
I
if
swear.
you had a different ukulele, it'd be easier.
Yeah, maybe
You gotta
maybe
go
a
look
bigger
online.
ukulele. Maybe
Yeah.
if I had 6 strings, perhaps.
Spend like 6 hours looking online for a better ukulele.
Yeah, that'll work.
That might help.
Yeah, it's my uke. It's not
Blame
me.
the ukulele
Yeah, it's
every
not
time.
me. Yeah, I need a different. That's what I've been trying to tell Joe Souza. I need a different ukulele, like a better one than this, so that this is good.
Then
but
playing would be
yeah,
a lot easier.
Playing would be a lot easier. We just gave me, like a different uke specifically for arpeggios.
Yeah.
Well,
They built it for that. So.
Jim did mention that here size does make a difference, where tenor might be easier because the fret spacing is a bit wider than if you're trying it on soprano, right?
I guess. But
And
if
like
your
even
fingers are if you're used to playing a soprano,
Yeah.
then it'll
Yes.
be
it's
the
not
same-
impossible,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're
It'll
Well-
be the same amount of practice.
Because my thing with that is because yes, it is easier as if you're trying to like do it slow because the spaces are wider, but as you go up, the spaces get smaller anyway, regardless if you have a big instrument or a small instrument. So if you had a small instrument and you're starting out small and you're kind of doing it, it might actually be easier because your reach might be a little bit better, because I struggled with that when I was doing it, like, so if I play C in here, so if I had a smaller instrument, it might actually make it easier. So it is
Some of the
it's
stretches.
subjective, really.
Yeah.
Like depends on what you're used to.
There-
So just because,
Well-
then we're kind of contradicting ourselves with the
Well,
maybe if I got a better instrument.
Jim also mentioned
Yeah.
right, like too, that on some sopranos don't have as much frets as the concert or tenor too, right?
Also, not technically true, because most sopranos are now being made with more than just 12
think-
frets. Back then it was just 12, but now it's at least 15, 16.
Yeah, I think now it's become a more common
Yes.
thing, but that is something to consider, that if you bought your ukulele not knowing that,
Yeah.
that might be something that if you look at the frets, how much frets you have, you
Yeah.
might go like, oh, I only have this much. I can't get to those really high frets.
Right, because
So-
I mean, like, one of the most famous soprano ukuleles in the world is Ota-san's soprano, and that has 15, 17 frets in it.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and that's kind of like to the, I think most modern makers now,
Yeah.
they'll make sure to put on those frets, but it is like, if you buy a more budget-friendly ukulele, that might be something that it's like,
Not
it's
necessarily.
Yeah, if
a
you're buying like a
limited
$40
scale.
uke, then you
Yeah.
get $40 worth of frets.
Quality.
So that's just something to be
Yeah.
aware of.
Yes,
to-
of course.
under-
But yeah, those that's something that that I like to, or those two things that are stuff that I like to do on my own ukulele. I'm not I'm not the best or the most prominent at using like arpeggios and whatnot, but if I were to, that's how I would practice it, or that's how I would take a look at it, and that's some of the advice I would have. So this right here is kind of cool. Like if you learn how to do this, it makes sweep picking that much better.
Also, Aldrine did like a full breakdown on how to use this technique on this month's lesson. Yeah. Horse with no name.
Oh yeah. Because yeah.
There's a descending line there. Yeah.
Oh, I still remember it.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So there's a descending line in that picking, so that's a good way to practice descending.
And it's just like a D scale going down, like a descending D
yeah,
scale.
yeah. It's basically like a D scale warm up.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
It's
been a
like
while.
descending in threes, right?
every
Through the
single
scale.
lesson that we have, it's like I play it nonstop for like 1-2 weeks straight, and because like I was playing nonstop for like a 1-2 weeks straight, it's like I don't want to play that anymore.
Clear cache after
Yeah.
that.
Clear cache.
Yeah.
That's the thing too that I responded to him about, because I had the feeling that he was kind of talking about maybe getting up to speed to play these like riffs or runs, right? And so I told him that like something that I think good musicians learn to do is they learn it to naturally play it in half, like slow it down, right? And you kind of like slow it down to make sure you get all the notes, and then you speed it back up. And I said, like, even you will do this too, like sometimes where you might not slow it down to like half, but like if you're kind of, you know, we're recording you and you're like, you can't get the run right, you'll kind of like go over the run again, like just like hammering out that those whatever parts are giving you a hard time, right? And then play it up to speed. So it's like something you naturally learn, I think, as a musician, is just
slow it down.
Yeah, slow it down, and you can actually like take it, you know, if something is really giving you a hard time, like take it by like a metric system where it's like 50%, then 60%, then 70%, then 80%.
Yeah.
And usually when you slow it down, you'll figure out like which fingers are running into each other, and maybe figure out a more efficient way to do it. But yeah, it's just down to that, right?
Yeah. And like and now YouTube makes it so easy, right? Where you can
slow the song down.
If you're playing along with a song, just use that feature where it's like, okay, I'm gonna slow it down, listen to what they're playing, and follow along and play the same thing. And I do that too. Like even now to learn guitar riffs or whatever, I'll just loop a certain part and play it at like 50%, then 75%, then, you know, get higher, faster and faster.
Speaking of YouTube and practicing what you preach, I released a YouTube video today of a song called Legendary Theme from Gitaru Man. And I got called out by a student of ours, like for not practicing what I preach. And I told them, 1000%, you're absolutely right, and I explained why I did. So here's the breakdown. So in the Legendary Theme, very, very, very slow, very mellow song that requires a lot of good tone and a lot of good sustain in that video. So I recorded the video. I really wanted good sustain out of it, so I played with the best form as possible, because that's the only way you're gonna get good sustain out of your instrument. But when I recorded it, that's how I did it. I did everything correct when I recorded it. The recording sounds great, but when we filmed it, my wife, we actually did a good, instead of using my phone like I usually do, we actually used her camera and stuff. It looks pretty good because I'm like, I like this song, I want to do it some justice. So we filmed it, and I don't know why, but for some reason I was so concentrated on like trying not to get anything wrong, because it's such a slow piece, that when I was playing it, I played it right here. Yeah. So because this particular student, I'm not gonna say who it is, but I was called out by a student, and I said, yes, you're right. I was playing it here, which is wrong. Like in order to get good sustain and good tone from your instrument, you should play it down here, which I did in the recording. But for some reason, when we filmed the video, I played it up here.
You were nervous.
Yeah, I was I guess, so. It sounds all right, but doesn't sound as good as.
Yeah.
Which is what it sounded like in the recording, but so you got the good sound, but I was telling them that like I'm glad I'm glad you noticed this, because that means you've been paying attention, to my to my form, and they're like, oh yeah, that's kind of but I guess because I've been putting up videos weekly, I've been kind of exposing myself, as much as possible to the students, because they're kind of looking at like, okay, well, how is he doing that? Like, wait a minute, he told us not to do that, that he did that. Yeah. So I'm here to set the record that on the video, I did do it wrong. In the recording, I did it correct, and that's why the recording sounds awesome. So, but yes, don't pick your ukulele here like I did. So do as I say, not as I do, I guess, right?
Not as you saw.
Not as you saw, yeah. Do as I said. Play it down here, because that's how I played it in the recording.
I think, that's kind of the trouble too, is that people take what we suggest to them, and they take it as like hard rules. But of course, there's always like, situations where it's like, you don't need to do that. These are just kind of general like things you want to watch out for. But of course, there's always going to be times where it's like, oh, well, I couldn't play like that or something, you know.
Yeah, or you wanted a thinner sound, then you would.
You would play it here if you wanted a thinner sound, but not that one.
Not that one.
Like, not that song. Because you need that good tone.
Eye. That was a.
It just has good sustain, you know, like with that. Yeah.
Because like the rule that I know that like we say like, oh, try and keep to this, but then people are like, oh, what about this? Is like don't put your put your hand like too forward or too back. Try to keep your wrist straight, right? But then they're like, but what about Benny? Look at how Benny plays with his hand like this, and it's like,
when you get as good as Benny, then you can do whatever you want with your wrist.
When you figure out ways to play things because they sound a certain way in your head, and there's no other way to play it, then you can do whatever you want.
And even that, right? Like Benny will use it for a chord, but you don't see Benny playing like this, like the whole time. So it is like, those are things that is like, if you can try to stick to them, or like understand that they're to make for these reasons. But of course, if you're in a different situation or you want a different sound, then feel free to break the rules. You know, nobody's gonna scold you for them. So
So it's I got called out. I'm like, I should not have done that. I didn't even see it until they pointed it out to me, and I'm like, oh, it's yes, you're right, and I was wrong, but that's not how I recorded it. So before you start thinking like, oh well, he got a good tone from playing it here, then then I can do that too. Like no, I didn't do it there. I just did it there for the video. Another thing too, here's a little Easter egg or a little behind the scenes. There's a part that goes right. Sustain is terrible when you're doing this kind of finger picking, and especially because it's two fingers. So one finger lets loose, it's done, it's cut off. So the noise and stuff. So what I did was I recorded it 2 times, one with the A string and one with the C string, because if I did sustain and tone is much better. So I recorded that, but when we filmed it, because I was too lazy to do it 2 times, to film it 2 times, I just did it this way. So it just doesn't sound as good,
And that's like if you're playing it live, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you didn't have a looper or anything, then that's how you would play it.
Yeah, I would play it like this live, because sustain, I mean, it does kind of matter, but not really, like in a live situation, because no one's really like paying attention to, like the little nuances. Like, but in a recording, because it's a recording, you do listen to that tiny stuff.
Yeah, I think that's something that people don't realize is that a lot of YouTube videos, they're not playing it live. They recorded it previously, and
Don't say that.
Yeah, people even go like, oh, but they're using you can see a mic in front of them. It's like, the mic is a prop. It's to show that it's like, oh,
also in that that horse with no name video, there's a mic in there that is not a vocal mic. It was completely a prop.
Well, we wanted one. We wanted a vocal mic.
We wanted a vocal mic. We couldn't find it. And so we just used what we had. So.
But yes, thank you to the person that called me out, because I did need it to be called out. So thank you. I appreciate that, actually. And I'm not gonna be one of those, okay, don't tell anyone. Like, I know you found it. You found the secret, but don't let this spread. So here's some hush money or whatever, so that you don't tell people. Like, I don't care. Because I do want to tell people that, like, that's not how it is. Like, it just looks like that, but it's just, trust me, that's not what how I was playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But so little shortcuts and behind the scenes. I even had to like go in, because I did it twice. to make it sound like that, I had to like move every single note so that they're like perfectly aligned because that's just I'm not I'm not high. I'm not perfect.
What song was it? G minor fleas, where you thought that it was one person playing.
Oh yeah, it's G minor fleas.
And so you figured it out how to play it as
a solo. As a solo.
But it's actually what
it's like Brian Tolentino and Herb Walter Jr. like playing a duet together.
The duet. And you thought it was a solo, so you figured it out as a solo.
Yeah, as a solo.
Yep.
Yeah. Fun times, good times.
Yeah, that was before video.
Yeah, before
we had access to video of ukulele players playing great songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this month I'm doing a bunch of ukulele video game stuff. So if you're a fan of ukulele video games, check out my channel.
Yeah. Can we answer?
Video games on ukulele?
Oh yeah, video games music on ukulele. And it's usually older video games. So it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna do Minecraft themes. Like, no, I don't. I'm like 30 something. I play Minecraft.
You should do Fortnite next. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What is Fortnite?
Okay, Dad. Can we go back to the question?
Yeah.
And answer, because he also asked. He wants to try and get like a crescendo, like a better crescendo.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that is just part of the practice, like practicing your crescendos and decrescendos or diminuendos. Do the same exact practice that I was telling you, like do those. Do
you want to explain what a crescendo even is?
Okay, crescendo is just you're increasing the like the volume. So when you're doing. Right, when you're doing that, you can do as soft as possible, then increase your volume, or do the opposite. That would be a diminuendo or a decrescendo.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, and just that's something to be like. Kind of when you have the song, that those are like extra bits to be mindful of, right?
Yeah.
Because it all kind of goes towards volume and dynamics and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not necessarily something that you go like, I'm gonna add right here or I'm gonna do it right here. It's just like something while you're playing the song is like kind of try and be like, oh, how loud am I playing? Should I be softer? Should I be louder here? So yeah.
Yeah, I think it comes about kind of like how Jake was saying with the emotion. Like you, during different parts of a song that you're playing, you're feeling different emotion, and then you're just following that, right?
Yeah.
And then the difference in volume just naturally arises due to those,
I think, a good advice I heard is if you're picking something or you're kind of playing like a line or like a riff or something, try and imagine somebody singing it, and how they sing it is like kind of how you want to shape it, right? Like if they're
paraphrase it.
Yeah, if they're singing it where it's like supposed to be more of like a quiet whisper kind of thing, then you might play it softer. But if they're singing it where it's like loud and boisterous, then you can just rip it. So
or if they want to emphasize a certain word or a certain note, then you would emphasize that one.
Yeah, because I mean, Whitney Houston, although she ends with the she begins with the
Yeah.
Right, it starts out like with that really soft, so you have dynamics because if you start off like super loud,
the whole thing,
Whitney's gonna blow her, she's gonna blow her voice, just like trying to like crescendo even more from forte already.
Yeah.
I know forte, Kai. What is Fortnite? Is it like forte but at nighttime?
Yeah, it's like playing loud at night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I played that game.
Okay.
That's my neighbor.
And then he also asked for if we have any recommendations for songs or practice methods to check out to get better.
I mean, we've already covered practice methods. Practice songs you can take, like I mentioned earlier, you can take basically any song that that you already kind of know of and do arpeggio practice with different inversions. Start with 2, then do 3, then do 4 if you can. Specific songs, I don't know if we have any specific like Great Fairy Fountain from Legend of Zelda, which we did. I can't even play it. I don't remember how to do it anymore. But yeah, that's a good one. That's a lot of like arpeggios, but it's not necessarily increasing or or what is the word that I used earlier?
Diminuendo?
No, not diminuendo. The ascending.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I was thinking about
descending.
crescendos.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to say crescendo.
Yeah.
Like, that's that other word that I used. Yeah.
I sent them. I sent them a couple links to songs, but like even like video games are a good example. Video game songs are good examples of songs that have those things, and even like the Mario, right? The Mario lesson.
Yeah.
At the very end, just the fireworks kind of.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Use that technique.
yeah, look out for those things.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and he mentioned practicing scales. That's not necessarily bad, but make sure if you're practicing scales, make sure to actually use them in songs, right?
Yeah,
because I think
yeah.
that's the best way. If you just practice scales and it doesn't really lead to anything.
Yeah. If it's connected, like if you're practicing the scale that's in a song that you're gonna play, then that's helpful.
Yeah, for all our song lessons, we list the key that they're in, right? So if
Practice
you're
that scale.
yeah, if you're just learning a song lesson, just look at the key and go, okay, I'm gonna practice whatever F sharp or whatever. So yeah.
Okay. Should we do this today?
Yeah.
We can do this today, right? Yeah. And then we'll do the winner. Or should we do the winner first? Then we do that.
Either way. Yeah.
Okay. We'll do the winner because people have been waiting. People have been on the edge of their seats, like waiting to find out who the winner is.
Yeah. And
of
only
the,
Jim has been waiting for this. Sorry, Jim.
Did we
Huh?
did we say what the,
the prize
winner is
was?
gonna get for this?
I forget.
So
Did I say something?
I don't think we specified anything. So
Okay. So the winner will get. Do you want to do physical or you want to do like something?
anything, either way. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do 3 lessons. Let's do 3 lessons.
For a month.
Yeah, for the month. So instead of, and the third lesson is non-expiring. You can use it. No, I don't think so. I think. Oh no, it is, but just in case, So third lesson for the month. It's it doesn't expire. They can redeem it whenever, as long as they say that they're redeeming it. That should, So basically, instead of a 15-minute lesson, you get a 30-minute lesson for one, or you can pick 3 different days. So however you want to do it, as long as you let us know that this is going to be my third lesson or whatever, and that's good. Because I know Chris and Sue has had a third lesson and they cashed it in. It was great. We had a super long 30-minute lesson. And of course, as per usual, I don't know if we make this public, but if you ever want to, you can record your private lesson. So that puts more value to the private lesson itself. So for example, we only have Zoom now. We don't do Skype and stuff. On Zoom, if you would just say, I would like to record this private lesson. And then I press the button and it allows you to record as long as you're not on a mobile device. If you're on a desktop, you can record the lesson. If you're on a mobile device, you're not able to do it natively through the app, but you can grab another device and just record your screen. You can do that. I've had people do that, So, because a lot of the times, and I say this for whenever we do festivals and things like that retention is really, really, really hard. Okay, so. When you have a lesson with me, it's tough because you can be like, oh man, what was that thing that he said? I can't. It was super important, but I forgot. Or he told me to learn this song, or he told me to check out this video, or whatever. I forgot. I didn't write it down, or whatever. But if you had it recorded, you can always watch it again. Or it actually makes the lesson a lot better because instead of focusing on maybe repeating things over and over again, we can just do a 15-minute straight lesson and then watch it again so you can grasp whatever concepts that we're talking about in that lesson. So it's totally fine. We're not nope, no, this is just for here. No, we want you guys to improve. Yeah, we're not so much as no, maybe we should book another lesson then if you want that, if you want that information. No. You can always record it. It's always been a thing. People have asked, people have been doing so, so you can do that as well. So 30-minute lesson or a third slot for the month. Okay, so it's only one. But that's what the winner gets for this time on the songwriting challenge. Okay, here we go. Here are our nominees. So we got Brian, we got Chris and Sue, we got Hamsini, and we got Joko. So 4 people entered. They get a third lesson for whatever month that they choose to, or a long 30-minute lesson. Okay, a private lesson, I should say. Now, what was the what did they have to do, Kahai, for this particular songwriting challenge?
Oops.
This
one was let me get that back up. Yeah, I was gonna look it up.
We don't want to show what websites we look at, Kahai. Oh, what is that? Uke website.
You look at your own website? Yeah. This one was the Mad Libs one, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was
My Dog Has Blank.
Yeah, and it's like a 251 or I can't remember.
25 blank, something like that.
Yeah. So there's several options you could choose from.
Yeah, we basically did Mad Libs where we gave you guys, a guideline, but then we took out one thing from the guideline, which you could just fill in with whatever you wanted to fill in with, and then write a song based on that. It could be anything. It could just be chords. It could be chords with a melody. It could be a singing song. It could be anything. As long as you create, that's really all we were looking for. Okay, and you can put it in the UU Plus forums on the specific thread, and we count it towards towards an entry, I guess. Or you can just send it to us. If you guys don't want to make it public, you can just send it to us. You don't have to make your songs public.
And even Brian is not a UU Plus member, I think.
Yeah.
So you just send it directly to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So any way we can get, as long as we're just encouraging people to write stuff. Really, that's really all that we want to do. It's not necessarily a UU Plus thing. It's an everybody thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like, oh, we're gonna pick our favorites or like who sounds the best or anything.
Yes. Because this is exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna spin this wheel, and these are all the people who who submitted, and whoever gets picked, that's the person. So Brian, will get a free private lesson. So basically, free 15-minute. If he wins, free 15-minute private lesson. So that's his prize. Should he win, he gets a free 15-minute private lesson, and you can just email us to book it. We'll book it for you because you don't have an account with UU Plus. Okay. All right. Now, with that said, Kahai, spin that wheel. What do we got? Oh, hey, Hamsini. She gets a third lesson or an extra long one lesson. Yay, congratulations. Cool. So, congratulations. Should we make another one before we open this? I know Jim is at the edge of his seat, but
he said that he hasn't been waiting, but you guys have shown incredible restraint. Because we already know what's in it.
Yeah, I sure have.
Yeah.
All right, Kai. So let's do another Mad Libs. That was fun, man.
Okay.
I kind of dig that. That was a really good idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me. Yeah. Okay.
So let's do. How about? What's an ukulele phrase?
Like a saying, or are you talking about like a?
Oh, I got one. On the blank, we do it blank style. On the blank, we do it blank style. And it's reference to island style. On the island, we do it island style. So you can replace the blanks with one word or two different words. So we'll make it fun, yeah?
Do you want to do another, giving like another...
Yeah, chord progression?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll do one blank 5. So that's a pretty good, pretty easy one for beginners to want to do. Yeah, it could be anything, right? Yeah. So one blank 5.
Yes. It could be another one.
Yeah. 115. 1155.
Yeah.
Could be anything, One major 2 for the people who want to do a challenge. You can do that. Let's see.
Can you show examples of one blank 5?
1 and 5. In C, it's just, so 1 is C and 5 is G. So you can do maybe a 1, 4, 5, which is C, F, G, a 1, 2, 5, which is C, D minor, G. You can do a 1, 7, 5 if you want to do, do the B diminished. You can do a 1, let's see here, 3, 5 if you want to do that, or 1, 6, 5. You can do that as well. Let's see. So 1 blank 5. And on the blank, we do it blank style. That's it. Whatever genre you want to do, you can do whatever genre. You can do whatever you want. But that's what on the blank, we do it blank style, or 1 blank 5, which is, I think that's good enough. Because if we give them too many choices, then it's just, But really, like that's it. 1 blank 5, or on the blank, we do it blank style. Right, Kai? Oh, there. Oh, look at that fancy thing that Kai just did. it's on your screens. On the blank, we do it blank style, or I 1 blank 5. I blank V.
I heart.
That's a song. I blank V. Okay, so that is the challenge, and we will have a physical prize for the next one, because we gave a digital prize this time. So we'll do a physical prize for next time. Let's see. I saw that they start, because this is very seasonal in Hawaii. I just got some. It's pickled mango. So I'm gonna go buy the winner a couple bags of pickled mango.
Yeah.
So that's what's at stake here, guys.
So
pickled mango from Hawaii.
Should we? The problem is,
Yeah.
We always say 2 weeks for us, 3 weeks for everybody else,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that is always
It's never
extended
right.
to
Yeah, it's
3
never right.
weeks to 4 weeks.
Let's
So,
just say, just turn it in. Just turn it in whenever. Just turn it in whenever, okay? Turn it as soon as you're done. How about that? Let's just say that have it ready within the next 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks. Have it ready within 3 weeks. We might do it that 3rd week, or we might give you a 4th week to work on it. At least you have something ready.
Yeah.
Okay, how about that? Yeah, just have it ready in 3 weeks. Post it in the thread on UU Plus forums, and it should be all good. And then you will be entered to win some pickled mango. I'll bring the pickled mango next week. To show you guys what it is.
in 3 weeks, we mentioned this before too. In 3 weeks, it's gonna be June 3rd, and so that's gonna be the first Thursday, and that's gonna be our next open mic. So we mentioned it before, right? Like, people can write their songs, and if they feel comfortable, they can perform it at open mic. So
Yes. Yeah. All good. Okay, so let's open this box of goodies from our dear friend from Down Under, Mr. Jim Bills. So this, I want to show this side right here.
Yeah, guys.
Okay, he did the
Sharpied.
yeah, he already sharpied it out. So this is a box from our good friend Jim Bills from Australia. Thank you so much, Jim. I mean, it's already kind of like a fortune just to send something from Australia, and then
Yeah.
you put stuff in it. Just this box alone coming to us is a fortune. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Let's get down to business, gentlemen. What did Jim Bills send the UU guys? I took a look at the letter, but I didn't look inside.
Yeah.
So there was a letter. Should I read the letter? There's a letter in here.
Maybe you can open it and then
Okay.
check out the letter, see
Okay,
what
cool.
it says.
You have the letter? Kai?
No, it should be over there, I think, right? Like in front of the monitor, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll read the letter in a little bit. Okay, so bam. I already see schmams.
Oh, Jim.
Huh?
Jim, I think Jim wanted us to mention that it's from Jim and Julie.
Oh, and Julie, okay. So, let's see. So right off the bat, bam! Double-coated Tim Tams.
Oh,
From Austria. It's Austria. It's not an Australian box unless you have, you know,
I think you
two
said-
syllables in it.
Yeah, seasonal
Oh, yeah?
Tams, right? Some of those.
Made with
in there.
irresistible real chocolate. You know the way to my heart. So, all right, that's it. Thanks, guys. Let's end it right here.
I'm gonna go home.
I'm gonna go home. We got, oh snap, what? Sunshine Coast strawberries and cream Tim Tams.
what?
Oh, bougie. Oh, and the collection continues. We got Kensington Pride Mango Tim Tams. Ooh, Jim, you spoil us. You really do, sir. Thank you so much. And once again, in the crafted collection, Murray River Salted Double Chocolates.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
That sounds legit. That sounds legit. Like Leroy Brown would be scared of this thing. So good. And of course, a family pack of chocolate Tim Tams. Because why not?
The classic.
Because why not? Classic, you know, classic. For those people who don't know what Tim Tams are, I feel sorry. Tim Tams. What are they, Kai? What are Tim Tams? Tell people what Tim Tams are.
they're like 2 cookies with chocolate. Is there chocolate in between and then
Yes,
chocolate all around? too.
Yeah.
It's a biscuit.
It's a biscuit. Biscuits.
But yeah,
There's no substitute.
if you see like Tim Tams from, is it called what is the localized version of it? Like I forget. Pepperidge Farms. Pepperidge Farms also
yeah.
has a product called Tim Tams.
Yeah.
They are not good.
They're
Oh,
not
yeah?
the same. They're not the
Really?
same as-
So it has to be Arnott's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arnott's does sell Tim Tams, some Tim Tams in America, but it has to be Arnott's.
I did not know that. Fun
Yeah.
fact, I guess. Kahai knows his Tim Tams.
Yeah.
You would think I knew, but I did not know that. So, we got some T2 Just Lemon Myrtle tea. Just
Oh, I
Lemon
love that
Myrtle.
one.
No funny business.
Yeah.
Just Lemon Myrtle. T2 tea. It's an Aaron thing. Love it.
Yeah. Jim told us to rebrew it.
Huh?
It's good rebrewed.
Oh.
What is
Another one. Brisbane Breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast
I just
of
ran out of that
champions.
too. So.
This is Aaron's favorite breakfast tea.
I was wondering if that's like a play on English breakfast tea, right?
Yeah.
So
I thought it was a play on Terminator 2. Judgment Day.
Yeah.
All right. We got, of course, we're going to have to be playing the song tomorrow for Jim. Wagon Wheels. Original flavor, chocolate coated marshmallow cookies from Australia, Wagon Wheels. So we're gonna eat and play this tomorrow for the Aloha Friday Live Jam. It's an instruction by Jim that I am happy to oblige. Oh, America's favorite, Squeeze Vegemite. Vegemite.
Squeezable bottle.
Yeah, dude, I love Vegemite. I didn't think I would like something as much as this that is not that liked, but this is legit. I love Vegemite. So you can quote me here on this show. Aldrine Guerrero loves Vegemite. Australian made and owned.
Yeah. That was at Jim's house, right? That was the first time that you had it?
Squeeze one. No. He just had regular. But yeah, the first time that I had Vegemite is at Jim's house, and I was scared to try it at first, but I'm like, but I don't know, my Filipino side kicked in, and they're like, dude, this is like super salty. You love this stuff.
It's like bagaong.
It's like bagoong. Yeah, good stuff, Vegemite.
Australian bagaong.
I might be taking that.
I had a bottle at home, and my dad was like, "Oh, what do you put it on?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And he's like, "So we had leftover cake, and he tried it on cake."
No.
But
Why?
Cake?
yeah, and my dad,
Vegemite on cake?
yeah, and my dad was like, "Oh, it's pretty good."
What?
And then so
Sweet and salty, I guess.
my friend Justin came over, and I told him like what happened, and then he was like, "Oh, let me try." He's like, "No, this does not go on cake. Your dad was lying. This is not good on cake."
We got Goanna Hut native bush tea. So Aaron is also a fan of bush tea, and this is
that-
native bush tea.
Is that what you're saying too? That goanga is that lizard?
Oh, guana?
Guana.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Ah,
It's almost like a Komodo dragon.
interesting. So the breakdown is it's 50% green tea, 20% rosella flour, 18% pomegranate, and 12% lily pilly, whatever that is. What is lily pilly? Jim, what is lily pilly? Since you're on, let us know.
It'll take him a while to get into the chat.
Gaga or guanya is a spiritual totem, allows the depth of this native infusion tea to take you back more than thousands of years. Always was and always will be.
I thought it was like what is that? The coffee that the cats eat and then they poop out and you.
Oh, it's a monkey one. Like the monkeys eat it, right? And then poop it out. It's that coffee.
I thought it was cats.
Is it cat?
Yeah.
There might be both.
Sliced beetroot. We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
This is the magic ingredient in their McDonald's that makes their McDonald's better than ours.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I think Jim had a recipe on his little letter there.
Oh yeah,
so,
nice.
yeah.
For beetroot.
For how to make a burger, put together a burger, true Aussie burger.
That tastes just like McDonald's. We got this, a water bottle.
Oh,
I think that.
you haven't sent a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. So there's a water bottle from Jim. Oh. This is Marini Ferraro. Ferlazzo. I think it's 2 Z's. But it's bougie. Everything is bougie in this box. So it stays hot for 8 hours, stays cold for 24 hours, and it's quality stainless steel. And it's BPA free, Kahai. So don't even think about putting BPAs in here.
Okay. I was like the hamburger. I was gonna try and sneak it in.
But yeah, check it out. It's a bunch of like like kangaroos, kangas.
You gotta pull it close to you for it to be in focus.
There. Well, kangaroos. Yep. There you go. It's got like flowers on them and stuff. I saw my first kangaroo at Jim's neighbor's house. Because his neighbor had a kangaroo in his backyard.
I thought it was a wallaby.
Was it a wallaby?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Never mind that. Saw my first wallaby at Jim's neighbor's house. We got a couple more things in here. Let's see. Oh! Australia, the gift.
Oh yeah, I think that's for L.
Oh! Oh, there's a receipt. Let's just put that back there.
Cute. It's a koala bear.
Oh, cute. Ah, my kid's gonna love this. So it's a koala t-shirt from Joey Roo, Australia. Koalas, cute. Cute. She's gonna love this. I'm gonna give it to her. She's gonna wear it and take a picture, and we'll we'll send it to you. Last, I believe, but not least. Yeah, last but not least. It's bush spice. Man, bush spice seasoning. Bush spice, I'm a believer. Like, this is what they put on those steaks that we had, like kanga steaks or just regular steaks and stuff. This is good stuff. We're gonna have a barbecue, and you're gonna bring this, and we're gonna think about Jim when we consume the meats.
Yeah, we gotta get some prawns.
Yeah, get some prawns.
Because Rob sent
Hawaii
that.
shrimp, I guess, instead.
Didn't Rob send seasoning too? And we talked about doing like a crab bake or something.
yeah.
He said the Old Bay.
So
Yeah.
we'll do crabs and we'll do steaks, right? With
Yeah.
steaks with that, and then crabs. Yeah.
Let's do it. So we're gonna have steak day. We're gonna have crab day.
We're just, but you guys aren't gonna see this. We're just talking about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna just eat it.
Yeah. Bush spice seasoning. Yeah, I've had this. Super good. If you guys ever try bush spice seasoning on your steaks and stuff, it's highly recommend. All right. Thank you so much, Jim. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. Thank you. So let's check out the letter. Hi, Aldrine, Aaron, and Kahai. We are delighted to send you a care parcel from Australia. That's the big island down under. We hope that we haven't sent anything that you can get in the corner store. We're sorry, Aaron, that we couldn't include Wheat Bix, because Aaron's a huge fan of Wheat Bix, because apparently there's a prohibited import. It's a prohibited import because of the wheat. But we did find that you can buy some Aussie stuff in the US. And he sent like a link to buy some Wheat Bix. They included Tim Tams.
It's the same deal. Like we have Weetabix, and it's totally not
It's
the
not,
same
yeah,
thing.
Weetabix is not the same. Tim Tams, of course, an original family pack, and some of the special variants. Useless fact: they're named in 1958 after a winner of the Kentucky Derby by Ross Arnott. They are made by Arnott's on a trip in the U.S. No Vietnamese influence, he says. This was our second try, as the first dissolved after being left in the fridge during our first lockdown. Quite odd, really. The Sunshine Coast strawberries come from just north of Brisbane. We included some full-size wagon wheels. This was a kid's treat during our youth and has survived. Be warned, the chocolate will melt on your fingers whilst you're eating it. That's our original finger-licking good Kid Tucker. Perhaps a song springs to mind. So I found this out. I went to this store, I believe it was in Oregon, and they sold like Australian chocolate. And they're saying that the Australian chocolate is different because it doesn't have like as I don't know if it doesn't have or if it doesn't as much preservatives as the one we do as the chocolate we do here in America.
Yeah, American chocolate is usually pretty terrible.
Yeah, so they were saying that the main difference is that like it will melt. Like normal American chocolate, because of all the preservatives, doesn't really really melt as much as actual chocolate.
But it also imparts like some kind of weird bitter taste to it.
People from the UK and Australia say it tastes like vomit. Right?
And Japan too. Like people from Japan say that American chocolate is pretty terrible.
Oh yeah, I mean Japan has Royce chocolate, so
they got some
Royce chocolate. And shout out to
Well, I've tried all like the different chocolates, and it's like your chocolates are better, but I grew up on garbage, so I'm okay with garbage too.
Yeah, shout out to our man in Japan, our friend in Japan. He brought over some Royce chocolates when he came down here with his associates.
Daniel?
Yeah. His screen name is our man in Japan. Daniel sent some Royce chocolates. If anybody's coming from Japan to visit us, it's one way to our hearts. It's some Royce chocolates. Vegemite in a squeezy bottle. This is an Australian classic known by millions. It's new packaging that is also used for the best honey in Australia. The inverted bottle allows the opportunity for all sorts of artwork on the bread, but be careful, it applies a liberal Aussie portion of Vegemite. That's the thing. I do like Vegemite, but it is almost criminal how much they put like on pieces of bread.
Like peanut butter.
Yeah. Like I like Vegemite, but like too much is too much. And it crosses that line pretty fast. So many ways, bread and Vegemite, or add sliced cheese, or use a hard wheat crisp biscuit with holes. You can make little worms of the butter and Vegemite, and you can use it in cooling to power up soups, stews, gravy. Oh yeah, I never really thought about using Vegemite for cooking, but usually how I have it: toast some bread, put some butter, put some Vegemite. It's pretty
Avocados.
Basic. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
avocado toast with Vegemite.
You know what I've been into? My wife introduced me to is avocado. You know those like that dried shiso, like that powder, that dried shiso powder. Oh, that on some like avocado.
Yeah. Or like because they have shiso furikake too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. Like I'm a convert. I should convert to Japanese. Now. Let's see, T2, well, the customs suggested it was not able to be imported, so we hope it's still in the box. I think that there is a Brisbane blend. There has to be, and some lemon myrtle. This is native Australian tree and used by Indigenous Australians for many purposes. It got heaps of therapeutic benefits, or just make tea with some honey. We also added a guana hut energized blend. A guana is not a snake. I saw what you did there.
Jim,
Aldi don't like snakes. Aldi don't like snakes.
When we were saying guana, Jim said it's go-ana. Go. Like
now I'm gonna say it even more. I'm gonna say even more wrong. No, let's see. They do grow up pretty large when scared and run to the highest point. Many tourists are frightened when their head is in the highest point. They do have very scratchy claws and quite genial. Like Australia's like. I love Australia. Don't get me wrong. I love Australia, but it's like the first place that I saw, like, dude, did you see that gigantic lizard that was just like walking by? Like that's like a normal thing there. Like they have these gigantic creatures that if I saw it here in Hawaii, I would call like animal control or some kind of kind of service to protect me.
Yeah. Kauai is where Jurassic Park was filmed, right? but Australia feels like where
like
Jurassic Park is real. Yeah, it actually is.
Yeah.
We saw, what is that? A cassowary or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is frightening.
It's you guys
that
get
exists.
it's crazy. Aussie burger. You mentioned the Aussie burger in our weird inclusion of beetroot. Yeah, we love beetroot. Well, we love it. A definite better choice than Spam. Oh, I don't know about that, dude. Okay, now you're going into dangerous territory. So, now you want a war. So we have included some Australian bush spice that you can mix in or sprinkle over your burger meat in a can of Golden Circle beetroot, so you can create your own Aussie burger. Bun bottom, burger patty, beetroot, eggs, runny, onion, tomato, lettuce, and bun on top. Add tomato sauce and sweet mustard pickles to get really authentic. Golden Circle is a Queensland-born pineapple and tropical fruit processor. Oh,
You know, Jim, you tried to divide us, but you know, why not both?
Why not? Why don't we put Spam in there? Just why don't we add the Spam? Yeah. It's like a meeting between Australia and Hawaii. You know, why not? We're eating like all. Like it's like a list of stuff that maybe you shouldn't be eating more than once a day. So let's just add things like Spam to it, you know?
That hamburger is an ambassador, right? It'll be the handshake. So
Okay. We couldn't ship a kangaroo burger, so we included the water bottle. Yeah, so that's what the water bottle's for. Some kangaroos. There is only one, but it is decorated wallaby kangaroo painted in authentic Australian Aboriginal painting style. It is also an approved image by Indigenous Australians. Conscious.
Native.
I know. And last but most certainly not least, there's a small parcel for the smallest member of the UU Ohana Alley. A picture is recorded in due course. Yeah, I will send you a picture. She will love that. It looks awesome. Sent to the Ukulele Underground team with love and best wishes and many thanks for the smiles they send around the world. Thank you very much because you brought smiles to our faces. Everyone is super excited for these. So yeah, it's a great time to stop the podcast now and check out a beetroot or two.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jim. Round of applause. Jim, big box of awesome stuff. If you guys want to send us anything, you can send it to this address on your screen that's going to pop up right now. There it is. Ukulele Underground, P.O. Box 1027, Koloa, Hawaii 96756. Once again, Ukulele Underground. You do Ukulele Underground, care of Aldrine, Guerrero, whatever it may be. P.O. Box 1027, Koloa, Hawaii 96756. Just in case people were asking, none of us live in Koloa. That's just the box. So they're not like, oh, I can find out where they live. No, that's.
You can find the post office.
Yeah, you can find the post office in Koloa. But yeah, it's Koloa, Hawaii 96756. P.O. Box 1027. Send us stuff. We'll open it on the we'll open it on the show, or if you prefer, we open it on Low Friday Live Jam. We can do that as well. But we appreciate and we try to display a bunch of stuff that we get from you guys. So if you want to help us decorate our background, we'll definitely put something back there. Probably this this water bottle. This is a nice addition to our to our background. That'd be pretty cool.
Jim definitely went beyond above and beyond, right, with all the stuff he sends us.
Back there.
But like we've always said, you can even send just a postcard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and well, we would love it. So
yeah, so anything. I mean, we love getting stuff from people. Stickers. If you guys want to send us stickers, we'll put it on our little sticker cabinet over there. Postcards, whatever it may be. We love it. We just appreciate some whatever mail or love that we get from you guys. Yeah. So thank you so much. Here's the address if you guys want to send us anything ever. That's basically it for today's episode. We'll see you folks tomorrow for Aloha Friday Live Jam. Make sure you check out Ukulele Underground. We have Horse with No Name that came out for this month's lesson. Pretty soon we'll have a UU Plus Soul that's coming out, right, Kai? When is it? Saturday for the newest UU Plus lesson. It's a classic for all you Latin music lovers out there. It's going to be one of those. It's nice. So make sure you check that out. What else? Thanks so much for all of you folks who attended last week's podcast and also last week's open mic. We really appreciate it. We had so much fun. Because not much people were playing. People played 2-3 times, and we had the sisters sing songs and stuff. It was a great time. It was really cool. If you guys want to watch the replay, could they watch the replay at all, Kai? Or we're working on that.
Yeah, I don't know where we're gonna put it and how we're gonna put it up. So.
Okay. we're trying to figure out ways to so that you guys can check out the previous ones, because some people might be kind of on the edge or like, I don't know if I should play. You can just attend if you want to just attend, and from there you can basically figure out if you want to play or not by just watching everybody else. But we'd love to have you guys for next month's open mic. Okay, we do it every first Thursday of the month, so make sure you check that out. Have a great one, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Aloha.